Welcome to the Canadian Investors course, Session 6, Simple Financial Planning. Please read Slide 2, Terms of Use and Disclaimer. Cartoon, you got Uncle Sam with nationalization across his front and the bank saying, "You'll just make a mess of things," standing in front of destruction. So, looking at simple financial planning, it involves many things. There's a picture of a basket of eggs with all sorts of labels on the eggs like family, inheritance, mortgage, cash, equity, windfall, savings, job, money, property, house, gilts. And the idea is that there are many factors that go into household everyday financial planning for people. Let's fully disclose where we stand. The basic steps for implementing a financial plan are, first of all, to create your family's balance sheet and cash flow statements. Then determine how much money you need to live on if you were to retire tomorrow morning. Then determine the amount of money you'd need to accumulate at your retirement age. See if insurance plays a role, for example, in estate planning. Decide what you have to do to invest to achieve those goals. And think about the other factors that impact retirement and what kind of other planning do you need to do. And then next, who can help you with this? Who's a financial planner, and is there any difference between different types of planners? Take your personal household net worth statement. You obviously, net worth statement is your assets minus your liabilities. So if you take your assets, you got your short-term assets like cash, money market, and T-bills. Then you got your long-term assets like bonds, GICs, mutual funds, equities, and your home. And then you got other assets like cars and jewelry and other things of moderate value. Add them all up, and those are your assets. And then your liabilities are your mortgage, your credit card loans, your home equity loan, your car loan, anything like that. Add the liabilities up, subtract them from the assets, and that'll give you your net worth. Now, on the balance sheet, it showed $25,000 in short-term cash. So a question that one should ask oneself, is that right? Is it too much? What about your short-term liabilities? Your credit card debt, is that something that you plan to keep, or should you get rid of it? Your home equity loan, your car loan, these are not investment loans, they're personal loans, so there's no tax advantage to them. Are these things you should hang on to, or should you be concentrating on getting rid of your debt? If you want to get rid of your debt, do you have a plan to do so? Long-term assets versus long-term debt, are they balanced? And when will the long-term debt be eliminated? Do you need insurance? And if you think you do need insurance, for what purpose do you need it? Utilizing various sheltered investment vehicles. Are you contributing to your RSP? Are you maximizing your RSP? Do you have children? Are you doing an RESP, a Registered Education Savings Plan? Do you have a tax-free savings account? And analyze your balance sheet with an advisor planner, and it'll reveal a lot about the individual, the planner, and their firm. So this is a good exercise, and everybody wants to offer you a financial plan. Now, looking at your personal household budget or cash flow statement for a family of four, you look at, you've got your family income, so salaries, interest income, dividend income, and let's say in this case it totals out at $108,000. And then you got your liabilities, which are your mortgage, food, clothing, utilities, auto transportation, property tax, vacation, miscellaneous, for $62,000. And then let's say you're contributing to an RESP and an RRSP for a total of $16,000, and you got income taxes of $30,000, so there's another $46,000. So that means that if you take the 62 and the 46 and the 108, it's using all the money up because there's nothing left over. Now, how much do you need to save? Well, let's start by assuming you have no debts and that you're going to retire tomorrow morning. And let's use a reasonable rate of inflation assumption. So let's use 3%. And assume a long-term rate of return on the investments. Well, using our cash flow statement, dollars are required to maintain a lifestyle based on retiring tomorrow morning. Your income in retirement would be a Canada pension plan and maybe some private pensions. So let's say in this case it's $35,000. And if your food, clothing, utilities, auto transportation, and everything else is $60,000, it means $25,000 is going to have to come from somewhere else, probably from savings. So how are you going to do that? Well, the other factor to take into account is longevity. If you're 65 and you're in good health, the likelihood that you're going to achieve your life expectancy is somewhere around 71% for a male and maybe 81% for a female. So, in other words, a very high likelihood. There's also a reasonably good chance that you'll live to age 90. 33% and 44% are not bad odds. You wouldn't want to bet against those. You might not want to bet for them, but you wouldn't want to bet against them either. So it looks like you probably need to plan for, if you're in reasonably good health, you need to plan to live a fairly long time. Typically, age 90 is a good end point for most financial plans. Now consider the power of time as well. There are three family scenarios. Let's say that we're talking about a 30-year-old couple, a 40-year-old couple, a 50-year-old couple, and let's evaluate each scenario. Let's assume in each case that they have no debt. The total pension income will be about $35,000 at age 65. Inflation will be 3%. Let's use a 6% rate of return, which is optimistic. Let's require a total portfolio income of $25,000. And let's say the income will need to last 25 years. That's to age 90 from age 65. So the 30-year-old couple, $25,000 in today's dollars will be $70,000 when they turn 65. That means that they're going to require a portfolio of $12,076, $1.276 million to deliver $70,000 for the 25 years they need it. And so if they start now indexed at 3%, they need to put aside $650 a month. So 30-year-old couple, $650 a month to get where they need to go. What about a 40-year couple? Well, the same numbers have to be compressed in a shorter period of time. $25,000 in today's dollars would be $52,000 when they turn 65. That means they need $950,000. Thank goodness it's a lesser amount. But to get there, they have to save $1,050 a month. And of course, if we're looking at a 50-year-old couple, they probably need to save more like $2,000 a month to achieve a similar result. So less time, a larger monthly investment is required. If you want to look at this in more detail, there's a couple of links to retirement calculators on slide 16. So now you've just learned that you're going to have to save all this money and you're going to have to try and figure out how to do it. And you're confused. You don't want to make a mistake. You don't want to make a mistake with investing the money or with your planning. You don't want to outlive your money. And you don't want to pay too much tax. Oh my gosh, so many things to worry about. It's like multiple traffic lights at a junction. Anyway, there are some new challenges in retirement. Well, they're not new challenges, they're new challenges to you. So what are your biggest concerns? Well, probably protecting lifestyle, enjoying your lifestyle, looking after family, managing the next egg, and if there's anything left, creating a legacy. So what roles can insurance possibly play? Well, protecting lifestyle and creating legacy are probably the two roles that insurance plays. And this separates financial planners from imitators. These are people who can actually address these subjects and help you figure out what to do about it. So how do we help reduce the risk of having distributions erode portfolio assets? Well, you have to be realistic about how much you demand for your portfolio's income. You have to be aware of what guaranteed investment rates are. If the guaranteed interest rate is enough to cover the income needs, then why take more risk? And where you do need to take some risk, practice rules-based investing to help alleviate major portfolio losses, because that will improve your peace of mind significantly. So, financial planners, the emergence of a new industry or practice. Really? Well, probably not so much. Anyway, visit the commentary from Section 6 to learn what is a financial plan. Finally, wealth management is a family affair. This table on slide 22 identifies almost all the issues you need to consider, some of which are not going to be relevant to you, but they're a lot of the things to include when you're trying to think about doing a financial plan. And it's a great starting point to talk with your trusted wealth professional. And by the way, if you don't have a trusted wealth professional, great opportunity to go to the website, punch in your postal code, or call Jerry Gibbon and he'll be happy to direct you to one. That is the end of Session 6.